list.
I sees all. There's too many jerks.
That's what I love about
Jerk.
The jerk list.
A severe penalty for being a jerk.
You're a jerk.
The jerk list.
Jerks. Jerks. What an outrage. Shame.
What a jerk.
You're a jerk. Jerk.
The jerk
There's
list.
too many jerks.
The jerk list.
Judge rules. Jerk.
All right, jerks and creeps. Too late now. Start feeling remorse about your bad deeds this past week, because it's time for me to take you down with the Han Solo Edition blaster. First, though, we have, as always, it's nice to hear from you, the Urukai, the callers into the sports contraption. You're encouraged to call in to the Jerk Hotline if you want to nominate anyone. The telephone number for that, 412-921-9379. We have Matt on the line with a late nominee to the Jerk list. Matt, welcome to the sports contraption. How say you, sir?
Hey, how you doing? It's Matt, the truck driver.
Oh, hey, Matt, the truck driver from last night. I enjoy hearing from you. What's going down out on the open roads tonight?
Well, not much. I'm on my way to Maryland right now.
Oof, is it slick out there with the rain?
Rain or shine. I mean, I got to drive no matter what.
Very nice, very nice. Who's your nominee for this week?
Well, just saying that the Pirates are a better team than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sorry, Ed, but you're a jerk for that.
All right, you know what? I can't agree more. You know what? Give it a little oomph there, Matt. You know, really sell it. Say the Ed and then give him the business, and then Popeye the Assassin will carry out the rest of the deed.
I'm sorry, I was breaking out. What was that?
Just go ahead and say the Ed, you're a jerk.
Okay. The Ed, you're a jerk.
There you go. The Solo Edition blaster just took him down. All right, Matt. Hey, listen, drive safe out there tonight, all right?
All right.
All right, look forward to hearing from you again soon. All right. I like that. I like hearing from the truck drivers out on the open road there. All right, now it's time for the professional to take it over from here, and I've got much to get to, so let it begin. And before I do begin, though, as always, I'd be remiss if I didn't point out, don't be angry with me if you find yourself on this list here, because in the end, I didn't do this to you. You did this to you. All right, here we go. This one hurts. I hate to do this one right out of the gate here, but Pittsburgh restaurants, specifically Primanti's, Tesaro's, and Minio's, and the rest of you know who you are. I've been back in Pittsburgh for a little over a week, just a little while now, and I've already gained 6 pounds. 6 pounds in a week. That's terrible. Good news is if I keep up this pace, I'll easily achieve my goal of gaining 66 pounds by year's end, as a tribute, of course, to 66 Mario Lemieux. That said, Pittsburgh food, you're devilishly delicious, and that's why you're a jerk. Oh, I hate to do that. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Speaking of weight gain and then in turn weight loss, you know what lazy America didn't need? Pathetic, do-nothing America didn't need was another way to try and lose weight without actually making an effort to do it. They have a new drug on the market. I guess it's called Ally or something like that. It's perfect, like I say, for our nation of lazy people, but it does come with some very nasty side effects. Take a listen.
If you think you can have your burger and french fries and then take this medication, the gastrointestinal side effects would just be devastating.
Translation, many trips to the bathroom.
Egad. Oh, where's the one about, where's the other one? You got more there, Popeye. Go ahead. Let's hear all of it.
And another possible side effect is the urgent need to use the bathroom. So maker GlaxoSmithKline advises to avoid an accident, you wear dark pants, or you carry a change of clothes with you, at least until you figure out how you react to this new drug.
Are you kidding me? You have the people that are making this drug, and I guarantee you it's going to be huge, because apparently it will help you lose a few extra pounds. It's not as though you're going to lose dozens of pounds from taking it. It will help you, and you're encouraged, by the way, to make this a part of a healthy workout regime and a low-fat diet, because if you eat burgers and such, as you heard there, it actually will exacerbate the problem. It'll make it even worse for you. And also, your stools, they say, will be oily and orange. Oh, my God. This is shameful, because I don't know who to take down, either the people who made this drug or all the millions of you out there that are going to wind up taking this drug. Either way, you're a jerk! All all right, like I mentioned, really wouldn't be possible to do the jerk list. Well, obviously I could do it, but I like to do it even more. I'd like to involve you, the Urukai. I am a more righteous Sauron up on my tower. The eye sees all, but just in case I miss something, I need you to help weed out these jerks and creeps. That's why we've established the jerk hotline. What we would like to do is please call in and give us a call at 412-921-9379. We got a couple of interesting nominees on the jerk list this week. Let's take a listen to the first one.
This is D'Angelo in the Hill District. Jim Balsillie, the once would-be owner of our Penguins and now the current suitor of the Nashville Predators, has already begun taking season ticket deposits in Hamilton, Ontario, even after saying he had no intention of moving the team. This makes me wonder what would have happened to the Penguins if a deal with him had gone through. For his shady tactics and overall devious nature, Jim Balsillie, you're a jerk! Blackberries suck!
Wow, nicely done, sir. Yeah, I hope that pierced through his Blackberry. Sometimes in movies, that's a big thing that happens in movies, is the hero gets saved by the cigarette holder he has hidden away in his thing. I hope that Jim Balsillie received no such good fortune when the Blackberry got in the way of that shot. Nicely done, sir. Thank you for calling into the jerk hotline, and deserved to. How dare this guy? Thank goodness at least that the Penguins didn't end up with him as an owner, because maybe they still wouldn't be playing here. All right. Do we have someone else? We have more people on the jerk hotline. Let's hear another one of those.
JG, it's your old pal Bill from Seattle. I just wanted to share a little bit of my opinion on this dumb list here. Of course, I'm a big Seahawks fan. Shocked that Matt Hasselbeck isn't featured in the top 50, as I would be too for Troy Polamalu in your case, and possibly Casey Hampton. But seriously, Sean Alexander and both Matt Hasselbeck are now in the top 50, despite in the past 4 years, I believe it is, winning the terrible NFC West. But Hasselbeck being a Pro Bowler, leading the glorious Seahawks in the Super Bowl 40, where they were wrongly taken by the referees, but that's behind us. It's just like Andre Johnson, number 14, over Hines Ward. Unbelievable. This guy here, this Pete Prisco, the so-called expert of the NFL, Dave, he's a jerk.
Well, yeah, there you hear Bill from Seattle calling in. It's nice to hear from people. Really, the sports contraption, even though we focus on the Pittsburgh sports scene, it's gratifying to know that it's not just a national show. It's really a global show. It's a global phenomenon already, only 12 weeks in. Now, all you need to do is take a look at the sportscontraption.com website and go to the petition for the steel curtain statues, and you'll see we've gotten people signing it from places as far away as Dallas, Florida, Georgia, Michigan, Chicago, Arizona, British Columbia. How about this? Finland. It's global, I'm telling you. Thanks to everybody for doing that. Now, what Bill there was talking about was Pete Prisco's list of the so-called 50 best players in the NFL, and of course, it's not just Steeler fans who should be upset. No Steelers found their way onto the list, and Pete Prisco is a jerk for that alone. And as you could hear, Sean Alexander. Imagine if you were a Seahawks fan and he weren't one of the 50 best players. You'd be upset by that, too. And Pete Prisco did just get taken down by the Han Solo Edition blaster. However, Bill, to call up the jerk hotline and say that the Seahawks were somehow deprived of something they should have had, when anyone with any sense who looks at that game objectively would realize that all the hubbub, all the bellyache, and all the applesauce, all the hooey about, we got jobbed by the referees. Take a look at the replays. Darrell Jackson did push off. I don't care what anybody says. Guess what? You extend your arm and turn around and catch the ball? That's offensive pass interference. Yeah, I could go through all of them. I don't have the time to do it. And unfortunately, the one thing I do have time to do is say, in spite of your call to the jerk hotline, Bill, you're a jerk! Shame on you. You should know better, sir. All right, now let's bring a little sugar to the bitter proceedings of the jerk list. It's time to hand out the Get Out of Jerk free card. Of course, this is like the Get Out of Jail card that you get in Monopoly, except this is much more valuable. Everybody acts like a jerk from time to time. You're only human. Now, should you find yourself on the jerk list in the future, all you have to do is play this card, redeem it, and you're back to square with me. See? It's very valuable. First of all, another caller we got last Friday night really turned my head around on something. I've been railing against the ketchup-colored shirts that the Pirates wear. Larry called in and raised the opposite side of that coin. Let's hear it.
These red top uniforms, now I think they are the perfect penalty, for them for losing. I think they should wear their red pants as well until they can actually sweep the series.
Very nice, Larry. You really, like I say, turned me around on this. I've thought that they shouldn't wear them. Now I do. They should distinguish themselves from the glorious tradition of the black and gold that makes the City of Champions the City of Champions. They should stand out. They should look like pariahs, and that's what the red does to them. It's the scarlet letter. Nay, it's the scarlet jersey. For that great suggestion, Larry, you get the Get Out of Jerk free card. But wait, I have another one to give out right now. Last night, I've been talking on and on about these statues outside of Heinz Field, the original front four of the Steel Curtain. Last night, we were joined on the contraption by none other than number 78, Dwight White. I asked him if he thought it was a good idea to erect these statues outside of Heinz Field. Here was his answer.
Got the picture. I think that's a great idea. It certainly would be intimidating. If you go back to those years, and like I said earlier, we had a lot of great players. A lot of people made contributions to that effort over that 10-year period that I played. But I think you're fooling yourself if you go back and really do your research and come up with any other conclusion that the whole thing started with the four guys up front and the success that we had not only on defense but in terms of waiting for the offense, as a matter of fact, to catch up with Bradshaw and Franco and those guys. That it was a lot of weight, a lot of responsibility was put on the four guys up front, the original Steel Curtain. I don't think that's a bad idea. I think you can make out of it whatever you want to make out of it in terms of who should be recognized or who shouldn't be recognized. But I think the fact of the matter is that the four guys up front, that we sort of set the pace and set the tempo for the whole team for 3 or 4 years.
Wow. Thanks so much to Dwight White. Of course, he deserves it. And like he says, yes, they're the original front four, but now, for 30-some-odd years, from this point forward, for all of eternity, these Steel Curtain statues will stand to pay homage to anyone who wears the black and gold and plays on the defensive side of the ball. It's not just about the front four. It's also about Jack Lambert and Jack Ham and Mel Blount. And then after that, it's about Robin Cole and Brian Hinkle, Dwayne Woodruff, Woodson, Lloyd, Green, Gilden, Palomalu, the list goes on and on. The important thing is we need to get these statues built. Dwight White has thrown his weight behind it, and now we're that much closer to making the beautiful, beautiful dream a wonderful reality. All right, we'll look forward to that, and thanks to Dwight White. All right, now back to the ugliness. All right, another thing that's wonderful in the city of Pittsburgh these days, our NHL hockey team, the bright future that we have. And I was excited to celebrate the season past. All right, the Stanley Cup playoffs didn't go as great as you'd like them to, but just the same, it was a wonderful regular season. So I wanted to sit down after I got home from the show the other night. I had set the TiVo to record on Versus, the cable access channel that covers everything to do with the NHL. I set the TiVo so that when I got home at night, I could watch the NHL awards be handed out. Only one problem, that crappy little station had a technical glitch that prevented me from watching the awards. I couldn't even watch the NHL awards, and instead I wound up with rodeo on my TiVo. Shame on you. Shame on you for everything you've done to sully this sport. Shame on you for not being even in the homes of most of the people in America. Shame on you for all that, and that's why Versus, you're a jerk! All right, one more thing from those NHL awards. Yes, it was an embarrassment of riches. Yes, Geno Malkin went home with the Calder Trophy for Rookie of the Year. Yes, Kid Crosby took home the Pearson Trophy. And obviously the Hart Trophy. Fantastic. The NHL members, the media members who vote on these things for the Hart Trophy, Kid Crosby, of course he won it, first of what's sure to be many Harts. And some have called the vote a landslide. But here's the thing. He got 91 first-place votes, while Marty Brodeur and Roberto Luongo, the two goalies that were nominated along with him, combined to get 46 first-place votes. So if my math is correct here, that means 1 out of 3 so-called experts, 1 out of 3, voted for someone other than Kid Crosby. They voted for one of these goalies who celebrate the bygone days, the last decade, of the dead puck era. Kid Crosby is showing all the NHL a brighter future by taking us back to the future, showing us what it's all about, the high-flying ways. This is what the Pittsburgh Penguins did, and hopefully everyone in the league will follow his ways. In the meantime, if you're somebody who decides that Marty Brodeur or Roberto Luongo, whose stats are virtually identical, one of those two guys deserves the MVP over each other, let alone the marvelous offensive year that Kid Crosby had, it's outrageous, and I got news for you. You're a jerk! All right. You barely avoided being Creep of the Week. Thank goodness for you. There's a team called the Pittsburgh Pirates in this town. Let's do it. Creep, creep, creep of the week, of the week. He or she is the creep of the week. Guess what? Second week in a row, Dave Littlefield. Wait, no. From this point forward on the sports contraption, he shall now be known as Dave Littleshill. Why? Because last week he made the list for shilling for his bosses. He protected them to save his job. He's a coward. He had to save his job. And he lied. And he said that they wanted Daniel Moskos. That's the team that we wanted. We didn't want this catcher. It's outrageous. And that's why he made the list last week. And now this week, he's the Creep of the Week because of Oliver Perez. Oliver Perez, I don't know if you saw what he did last Friday night. He went into a place called Yankee Stadium, where his former Pirate teammates peed themselves a couple of weekends ago from nervousness and obviously lack of talent. All Oliver Perez did was shut down and shut out the red-hot Yankee lineup and got the win against a guy named Roger Clemens. Nope, Bucks couldn't use a guy like that. To be fair, though, Perez is 24. Certainly reasonable to close the book on a geriatric case like that. It's a wonder that we even kept him around as long as we did. Instead, the Bucks decided to focus their time in the offseason on acquiring the legendary Tony Armas Jr. Well done, Dave Littleshill. In honor, I suppose, of your great decision-making for the second week in a row, you are the Creep of the Week.
The Jerk List.